Good morning Year 5 and welcome to Tuesday's maths lesson, where we are going to be again looking at dividing a 2-digit by a 1-digit number, but we are going to be looking at applying our skills that we learned yesterday to a variety of different contexts. Again, we would love to see your work, so please send them into the Year 5 email address. So far I've been really impressed and I'm looking for those individual children to give a shout out to. Okay, let's get started on Tuesday's lesson.
I've had a look at Miss Tennyson's quiz shed that she sent you all, and here are the top scorers. In 5A, we have Lucy, Danny, Lincoln. In 5T, Alfie, Elliot, and Harry. 5W, Bryn, Lily, and Ruby. And in 5P, Alex, Josh, and Ashton. Well done, everybody. I'm really, really impressed. I'm going to award you all a dojo point for aspiration. Your starter task for today's lesson is to explain the mistakes. Now we know they've made 4 mistakes, but I'd like you to explain why and where they have made a mistake. Now, if you think back to when we were in school, we looked at multiplying by 10, 100 and 1,000. We also looked at dividing by 10, 100 and 1,000. So pause the video now and write down the mistakes that you think this person has made. A reminder of our key vocabulary for today. We are looking at dividing 2 digits by 1 digit with remainders today. And we'll be looking at partitioning. Please remember, the reason we're looking at partitioning for Monday's lesson and Tuesday's lesson is because we are going to work towards working this out mentally, and we'll be using the bus stop method. And from Thursday, we will be learning this through the bus stop method. Now is my turn. This question says, Liam is dividing 85 by 4 using place value counters. So the first thing I need to do is grab 8 tens. Okay, I have 80 and he said it's dividing 85, so I need 5 ones. 3, 4. Okay, let's share this out into the tens. Okay, I can see that in each of the tens column I'm going to have 2 tens. And let's think about the ones. Again, sharing them out into these 4 rows. Now we know we're going to have a remainder today because that's our learning objective. So in each row at the moment I have 21 and I have a remainder of 1. So the answer would be 21 remainder 1.
Okay, here's what this question looks like in a part-whole model. So 85 divided by 4, we've partitioned it into 80 and 5 because we know 80 divided by 4 is 20 and 5 divided by 4, the closest you can get to that is 1 because 1 times 4 is 4 and you have a remainder of 1. So if we add 20 plus 1, remainder 1, it gives us the answer of 21 remainder 1.
There is a rule when it comes to remainders, and it is here. The remainder must be smaller than the divisor. So, question number 1. When we divide by 7, the largest remainder we can have is, well, what would it be if it has to be smaller than 7? The largest one we could have would be 6. Well done if you just said that. Let's have a go at number 2. When we divide by 4, the largest remainder we can have is, what do you think it is? 3. Well done. And the final one, when we divide by 36, the largest remainder we can have is 35. Well done. Let's have a go at this question. 75 divided by 6. So we have 7 tens and 5 ones, and we have 6 rows because we're sharing 75 into 6 equal groups. We're trying to share them into equal groups. So we have at the moment a 10 left over. So we are going to exchange that 10 for 10 ones. And you can see here in our part whole model so far, we have broken it up into 60. And when we divided 60 by 6, which is at what we're dividing by, that gave us 10. And then we have 15 left. 15 divided by 6 gives you the answer 2. However, we have 3 ones left over. Remember, we're looking at remainders today. So we have 2 remainder 3, because 6 times 2 gives you 12, and the remainder that you need to add on to 12 to get to 15 would be 3. So all we need to do is say 10 plus 2 remainder 3 is 12 remainder 3. Pause the video now and have a go at these 2 questions. How did you get on? So we can see 53, you could have partitioned it into 30 and 23. Therefore, when you divide 30 by 3, it would give you 10. And when you divide 23 by 3, it would give you 7. 10 plus 7 is 17, but you had 2 left over, remainder 2. So the answer would be 17 remainder 2. You could also do this with your place value counters, where you can see in each row you have 17 and you have 2 remaining. How about this one? 64 divided by 5. We've partitioned it into 50 and 14. So let's have a look at the answer. 12 remainder 4, because in each row you have 12 and we have a remainder of 4. Let's have a look at applying our skills that we've just learnt to a worded problem. Apples are packed in bags of 8. Dexter has 91 apples. How many bags does Dexter need so that every apple is in a bag? Remember, apples are packed in bags of 8 and he has 91. The calculation that we will be doing is, well done, 91 divided by 8. Let's have a go at this. If you'd like to do this on your own and independently, pause the video now and have a think. So, 91 divided by 8. Here we have 91. We're sharing it out into our 8 rows. So far, we have partitioned it into 80 and 11. So we have exchanged that 10 for 10 ones, and we have shared them out. In each row, we currently have 11, and we have 3 remaining. So the answer is 11 remainder 3. Chili 1, here is your task. I'd like you to work through question number 1 and question number 2. Pause the video now and have a go. Complete question number 1, and then you can unpause it to see your next question. These 2 are your next question. So you have number 2, which says Jack has these bulbs. Equal numbers of each bulb are put into 4 tubs. How many of each bulb will be in each tub, and how many of each bulb will be left over? So have a think about that question. And then your final one for Chili 2 is a prove it question. It's true or false. 73 divided by 6 equals 11 remainder 7. If you have chosen Chili 3 for today's lesson, here is your activity. You have 3 separate questions. On number 3, I have underlined a question. It says how many sweets are left over. So you're looking at the remainders for that question. Pause the video now and have a go at that. Let's check through your answers. You can pause the video now to go and grab a different colour pen or pencil to mark your answers. Here are the answers to Chili 1. The first question was 14 remainder 1. Second answer was 14 remainder 2. 19 remainder 1. Then number 2, 15 remainder 2, 5 remainder 1, 22 remainder 1, and 6 remainder 2. Pause the video if you need to have a little bit longer to look at the answers. And here are the answers to sheet 2. Why does Dora think this? She has spotted a pattern. Explain why Dora is wrong. You can't have a remainder of 4 when dividing by 4 because the remainder always has to be lower than what you're dividing by. And then daffodils, 12, 15 tulips, and 24 crocuses. And here is how many of each bulb will be left over. Again, if you need time, pause the video so you can have a look at the answers. The final answer for Chili 2, where you have the true or false question, the question was false because a remainder cannot be greater than the divisor. Chili 3, here are your answers for the first 2 questions, where it says Rosie, your first question. If you put I agree, remainder 1 means there is 1 left over, 85 is 1 more than 84, which is a multiple of 3. And then here are the answers to the division questions. Pause the video now and mark your answers against these ones. Here's the final answer to your final question. So Alex is correct, as there will be 1 remaining sweet. Mo has found how many sweets each friend will receive. Eva has written the answer to the calculation, and Jack has found a remainder that is larger than the divisor, so it's incorrect. Now that you've worked so hard on this lesson and you've got your maths brains working, I thought this was the perfect opportunity for you to have a go at Hit the Button. Now, I know in particular that children in my class love this and are actually very competitive. So, all you need to do is go onto Google and type in Hit the Button, and this will come up once you have clicked the link. You need to click on Times Tables, and then you will see this screen. Now, what I would like you to do today is click Mixed. So you're on Hit the Answer and Mixed. I would be really interested to see your top scores because I know that you're all really proud, and you should be, of your times table scores. So, good luck.
Superstars, that is Tuesday's lesson complete. I will see you here for Wednesday's lesson tomorrow, where we are looking at dividing a 3-digit number by a 1-digit number. Goodbye, year 5.